like the odds of going to the NBA, so I'll just use basketball to get as far as I can.
Keifer Keifer Sykes, born December 30th, 1993. Keifer Sykes' basketball journey is one of perseverance, grit, and heart. From humble beginnings to his dream of playing in the NBA, Sykes' story is a testament to the power of believing in oneself despite the odds stacked against you. Standing at just 5'11", a height considered undersized for today's NBA, Sykes defied expectations at every level of his career. His incredible athleticism, explosive scoring ability, and undeniable charisma on the court made him a standout figure both in college and overseas. Yet, despite his remarkable accomplishments and eventual NBA debut with the Indiana Pacers, Sykes' NBA career was fleeting. Born and raised on the south side of Chicago, Sykes faced adversity early on. His father passed away when he was just 16, a tragedy that could have derailed his basketball aspirations. Instead, it fueled him. Sykes used basketball as both an escape, aiming to secure a bright future for himself and family. His tenacity and skill earned him a spot at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay, a mid-major school far from the national spotlight. There, he thrived, becoming one of the best players in the school's history. As a two-time Horizon League Player of the Year, Sykes put Green Bay basketball on the map. Despite his collegiate success, he wasn't invited to the NBA Combine, a crucial platform for showcasing talent to scouts and executives. He went undrafted in the 2015 NBA Draft, a moment that could have marked the end of his basketball dreams. Instead, Sykes doubled down on his resolve, embarking on the unconventional path to professional basketball overseas. Over the next several years, he became a globetrotter, playing in some of the world's most competitive leagues. From Turkey to Italy, South Korea to China, and even Australia, Sykes proved that his size was no limitation for his heart and skill. While overseas, he showed he could make clutch shots and lead teams to championships. Despite his impressive resume, the call from the NBA seemed elusive. He never stopped believing, and his persistence paid off in 2021 when he starred in the basketball tournament TBT, a high-stakes summer competition. His game-winning shot in the championship game made national headlines and finally opened the door to the NBA. In December 2021, he signed with the Indiana Pacers, achieving a dream that many thought was out of reach. At 28 years old, Sykes made his NBA debut, proving that it's never too late to realize your goals. Yet, despite making it to the NBA, a monumental achievement in itself, Sykes' stint in the league was brief. In this feature, we'll explore the 3 primary reasons Keifer Sykes didn't stick in the NBA, even though his journey to get there was nothing short of extraordinary. What happened? Let's talk about it. Salute to Edward Kim66 on IG for this request. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Keifer Sykes is a 5'11" point guard from Chicago, Illinois who starred at Marshall High School, where he honed his craft, becoming a standout guard known for his quickness and scoring ability. Despite his success, he was overlooked by major Division I programs due to his size, but that didn't deter him. Sykes attended Green Bay, where he became a legend. Over his 4 years, he averaged 16.5 points, 4.1 assists, and 3.7 rebounds per game, cementing himself as one of the top players in the Horizon League. After going undrafted in 2015, Sykes embarked on a professional journey that took him around the world. He played in leagues in South Korea, Turkey, China, Italy, and Australia, among others. His relentless work ethic and ability to adapt to different styles of play made him a valuable player everywhere he went. Despite his success overseas, Sykes' ultimate goal remained the NBA. He finally achieved that dream in 2022, signing with the Indiana Pacers and making his debut at 28 years old. Stunt number 1, overlooked due to his background. One of the key reasons Keifer Sykes was overlooked by NBA teams was his collegiate background. Playing at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay, a mid-major school in the Horizon League, Sykes lacked the exposure typically afforded to players from power conference programs. Despite his dominance at Green Bay, where he averaged 16.5 points, 4.1 assists, and 3.7 rebounds per game, and became a two-time Horizon League Player of the Year, his achievements were often dismissed as coming against lesser competition. NBA scouts tend to prioritize players who compete in top-tier conferences, as their success is considered more indicative of how they'll perform against professional-level athletes. While he shined in his league, skeptics question whether his skills would translate to the NBA, particularly since he rarely faced opponents with the size and athleticism found in major conferences. This bias against mid-major players created a steep, uphill battle for Sykes to prove his worth. Adding to the challenge was Green Bay's limited national exposure. Unlike players from larger schools, Sykes didn't benefit from primetime television games or deep NCAA tournament runs to boost his visibility. Even standout performances like his 36-point game against Wisconsin were seen by relatively few and failed to elevate his draft stock significantly. After going undrafted in the 2015 NBA draft, Sykes took the unconventional route to pursue his professional dreams. He played overseas in multiple leagues, showcasing his talent but remaining far from the NBA spotlight. While he consistently impressed with his scoring and leadership, the perception of being a good overseas player rather than an NBA caliber talent stuck with him. This stigma, combined with his mid-major background, made it even harder for Sykes to catch the attention of the NBA decision-makers. Ultimately, his small college pedigree and subsequent overseas career created barriers that made his path to the NBA a long and challenging one. Stunt number 2, challenges of the G League path. Another factor that limited Keifer Sykes' NBA opportunities was the unpredictable nature of the G League system. After going undrafted in 2015, Sykes returned to the US years later to join the G League, hoping to prove his worth amongst NBA hopefuls. While the G League is designed as a developmental platform, its structure often works against players like Sykes who need consistent opportunities to showcase their skills. While there, he impressed with his scoring, leadership, and professional experience gained overseas. However, the competition in the league is fierce, with hundreds of players fighting for limited roster spots and call-ups. The instability of the G League, with constant roster changes and short-term contracts, meant Sykes was competing not only for minutes, but also for the attention from NBA scouts. For teams, the G League often serves as a testing ground for younger prospects, leaving older players like Sykes at a disadvantage. At 28, he was considered a late bloomer in a league that prioritizes long-term potential. Sykes' eventual call-up to the Indiana Pacers highlighted both his talent and the challenges of transitioning from the G League to the NBA. Joining an NBA team mid-season can be daunting. Players often have less time to learn new systems, integrate into rotations, and make an immediate impact. For Sykes, this adjustment was even harder given the team's rebuilding phase, where they prioritized developing younger, draft-invested talent. One major boost to Sykes' profile came in 2021 when he hit the game-winning shot in the championship game of the basketball tournament. The moment made national headlines, drawing attention to his skill and poise under pressure. This performance ultimately helped him secure his Pacers opportunity, demonstrating the impact of key moments in elevating a player's visibility. Ultimately, the G League provided Sykes with a platform to showcase his abilities, but it also exposed the inherent challenges of being an overlooked player in a system designed to prioritize youth and draft capital. Despite his perseverance, the instability of the G League path made it difficult for Sykes to solidify his position as an NBA mainstay. Stunt number 3, the NBA's emphasis on fit and role players. The modern NBA is as much about fit and role as it is about talent. For players like Keifer Sykes, finding the right team and the right role is critical. Unfortunately, Sykes entered the league at a time when teams were emphasizing size, versatility, and three-point shooting. While he was a capable shooter and playmaker, his skill set didn't perfectly align with what many teams were looking for in a backup guard. Most NBA teams prioritize guards who can either run an offense as a true facilitator or serve as an off-ball threat with consistent three-point shooting. Sykes, while skilled, operated best as a ball-dominant guard who thrived in pick-and-roll situations. In a league increasingly defined by positional flexibility, his style of play was seen as somewhat one-dimensional. This perception likely limited his opportunities as teams favored guards who could contribute in multiple ways. Additionally, Sykes' lack of NBA experience may have worked against him. Coaches often rely on veterans or highly touted rookies to fill key rotational spots, leaving players like Sykes in a precarious position. While he had plenty of professional experience overseas, adapting to the speed, physicality, and complexity of the NBA game, for a player who entered the league at 28, time wasn't on his side. Lastly, the politics of roster construction can't be ignored. Teams often prioritize players they've drafted or invested significant resources in, leaving little room for undrafted players like Sykes to prove themselves. Even though he showed flashes of brilliance during his time with the Pacers, the combination of roster competition, system fit, and limited opportunities ultimately curtailed his NBA career. All in all, Keifer Sykes' story is a testament to perseverance and determination. From his rise at a mid-major college to his success overseas and brief NBA stint, Sykes showed the value of hard work and resilience. His story reminds us that making it to the NBA is an achievement in itself, especially for players who defy the odds. Keifer Sykes proved he belonged on basketball's biggest stage, but for these reasons, he didn't stick in the NBA. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.